we are doing a little bit of a test at the moment, but it's peaking a little bit. My name is Maude Garrett. We are here in Los Angeles at the Riot Gaming Studio. This place is amazing. There is so much happening around us. This is technically the red carpet for the Arcane global premiere that's happening. Now, if you're over here, if you are Leaguers big time, you know all about Arcane, but I'm here to help you with it. We're going to be talking to people at Riot, the creators, showrunners, as well as some of the voice cast that voice some of the characters for Arcane. It's going to be great. Because we are live, we're just going to roll it all in. You can see people are kind of entering right now. So my name's Maude Garrett. I not only play and stream video games, but I also attend many a red carpet because I work an interview on it. So I will say, out of all the red carpets that I've been to at the moment, this one's got a very different vibe to it. We've got live streams happening around us. There's a photo wall back there, but this is so decadent. It kind of feels like, honestly, if I could be real with you, it feels a little bit like a wedding. There's orchestral music playing. There's like canopies and lighting. So it does feel a little bit more like wedding vibes, but I think that that's what they're going with here, because with Arcane, it's all about Piltover versus Zorn. And as we know with that, Piltover is sort of the very decadent city. They are living sort of like not in the sort of seedy underbelly of the world. It's very ritzy and glamorous. And that's kind of what they're going for here. I'm interested to see if maybe inside it's a little bit more Zorn, so it's a little bit more like, you know, exciting, not so clean cut, which will be really cool. Some of the people that we're expected to talk to today will have Mark Merrill, who is the Riot Games co-founder and co-chairperson. We'll also be having a chat with Christian Link and Alex Yee, I believe, who are the co-creators of the whole series. Fun fact, I actually interviewed Christian Link about this, nearly a year ago, because this has been a long time coming, this series. They've been working on it for about 6 years. So much is happening in the league space. Not only did we just have the World Championships that's been going on this afternoon, but now we have the global premiere. Arcane's going to be not only live streamed on their Twitch page, and they've allowed streamers to co-stream as well, which is something that's never really happened for a Netflix streaming show to date. But we're also going to be they're premiering it on Netflix. So it'll be in 3 episode increments, and I'll go over this all again throughout the evening. 3 episode increments, and tonight we're getting episode 1, 2, and 3. And we're also going to be then the next week getting 4, 5, and 6, and then one more week after that will be 7, 8, and 9. So we're kind of going to be in 3 episode blocks at a time. I think the real trick that the Riot is experiencing at the moment is that they are trying to keep mum on all spoilers. They are trying to only show what they need to, because at the moment we only know about a handful of characters that we're going into. It was the worst kept secret that this is sort of a little bit about Jinx and Vi. They're sisters, and it's more of their origin story about how we got there. It does feel a little bit like the Oscars, I will say that random. Hello, I like the name because it's a pun. Yay. And a video. Hi, yes, I know. I pop up all over on the internet. If it's to do with video games or celebrity or red carpets or anything like that, chances I'm going to be here. But I'm going to be chatting with some of the voice actors. I believe Haley Steinfeld's going to be coming, Ella Purnell. They voice Vi and Jinx respectively. But I'll be chatting with Harry Lloyd. Now, this is the one that I'm probably most excited about. Harry Lloyd was on Game of Thrones, and you might know him as Daenerys Targaryen's brother, who got liquid gold poured over his head. What a terrible way to go. So I think it's going to be really interesting to chat with Harry Lloyd about that. Not only was he in Game of Thrones, but I actually first saw him like way back in 2006, 2008, where he played he was in Robin Hood in the UK British series as well. I know I just saw Jason Spisak, who was around here somewhere. He's going to be voicing Silco, the villain of the series. So he's on his way over here. We've just seen all the team of Riot come in here. Nep says, WTF is Arcane? Let me tell you a little bit about Arcane. So League of Legends is a game, a MOBA, that came out quite a while ago from Riot, and it's only gone from strength to strength. I think they recently broke the record of 180 million players of the game. So this game has absolutely had a lot of fan base. MOBA means that you can play an array of different characters, and it's sort of like player versus player in an arena. And each of the characters has like a different set of abilities, and so you got to work together. It's teammate based. If you're super competitive, it's the kind of game for you. Hi, Dramatic Sugar, how are you there? I do have chat coming up here, but I'm just letting you know it is modded, so please be nice because it'll get cut. So that's the League of Legends game which came out. What they're doing is they're starting to look at the origin and the lore of these characters. Who are they? What's their backstory? I think that what's really fascinating about this is that they did everything in-house. So Riot didn't, use a production company or sell the rights or license it out. They decided to make it sort of like in-house with Riot, with the creators, the people that worked on the game. I'll be talking to the co-creators and showrunner of Arcade here as well. Arcane, sorry. Arcade, video games. That's where my head's at. So that's going to be really exciting as well, to learn about how this idea about world building and building out a video game across sort of like different genres is going to be fantastic. I recognize how you got your name there, Cheap Sack. So keep living up to the name. That's fantastic. We're actually got our first interview coming up right now. We're going to be talking to Mark Merrill, who is Riot Games co-founder. Hi, Maude. We are live right now on Reddit, so come on in. It's a hard one to kind of like, navigate everything. But we're just here. We've got the chat happening right now as well.
Awesome.
Mark, Riot has gone from strength to strength over the years. League of Legends came out years ago. How exciting is it to see it expanding sort of like across genres now?
It really is a bit of a dream come true. We've all sort of imagined the various possibilities for a long period of time, and whether it's the new games that we've been launching recently, or obviously expansion with additional esports, or of course now with Arcane, these things just take a long period of time, and it's always really exciting when we get to showcase what we've been working on to the world, and we just can't wait to see everybody's reaction.
Was it a bit of a risk doing everything sort of in-house with Riot and then hoping that someone would pick it up, and then you land Netflix?
So yes, and what's interesting is Riot's hard to partner with because a lot of times we sort of have sort of different priorities or think about things a little differently than a lot of other companies, and so we were really trying to make sure we got it right for the sort of League universe, and then we're fortunate to have great partners in Netflix, and then in sort of China with Tencent Video and whatnot, and and I think that they've been overwhelmed or sort of pretty excited about the initial reaction that everybody has for the trailers and things like that, and so hopefully we'll deliver.
Do you see this could have sort of setting a trend or paving the path for other developers to expand and maximize because it's already shown that it's a success?
Well, I don't know if we're going to be successful with Arcane. We sure hope that we are, of course, but and obviously there's a lot of interest and reaction, but always the proof's in the pudding, and we got to hear what everybody thinks once they watch it. And there's lots of developers that have taken the leap and done sort of broader media with their gaming IP.
Is that a really kind of sly dig on the fact that over the years video game movies haven't been as successful?
Well,
it's a hard one. I will die on some of those hills. Mortal Kombat.
I think we've all felt that passion and love where this IP or this game that we love, comes to the silver screen or on TV or whatever, and we can't wait to share our joy with our loved ones or friends or whatnot. And again, like the thing that we're just really hoping to avoid is letting people down, and which is why it's taken us a long time to build Arcane and try to get it right, and hopefully that'll show in the fan reaction and the product.
When I sort of think about what Riot's doing in this space, I think of transcending. So yes, it's a game studio, but you've from League of Legends, so many other games have been released now. Mm-hmm. You're making television shows, but also teaming up with Louis Vuitton, teaming up with Fenty Beauty as well. Like, what is next? Are you sort of just figuring out how we can transcend across genres?
I think for us, we're always willing to explore what may on the surface feel like a weird creative idea or a little bit out there, like a lot of creativity, everything starts as kind of this fragile idea, and it needs sort of time to incubate and explore. And so when we, when somebody on our team has crazy ideas, or people, outside the company has crazy ideas, we want to explore it. We want to sort of hear and find if we can sort of gel creatively. So it's not like there's some goal that we start with around trying to get into these different mediums, and then we end up having to sort of build a lot of competencies to sort of get something right. Whether it's music or esports or hopefully on the entertainment side. But like we really are unwilling to sort of knowingly ship something that isn't going to be something that we're proud of.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like a crazy idea is only crazy if you don't do it sometimes. Yeah,
well, and you never know, how crazy that thing will be, and if you get into it, and and so there's a lot of stuff we cut. There's a lot of ideas that that don't sort of end up making it out the door. But I think that's what great creative organizations should do. So.
Last question, Mark, because we're talking so many characters that we're familiar with in the League of Legends universe. Who's your favorite?
Ooh.
Who do you play?
I do have so many.
Yeah.
And I do play as a lot of characters. But if I were to have to choose one, I would actually choose Vi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who of course is one of the main characters in Arcane. And I just think she's so badass and such cool style.
Power gloves?
Yeah, exactly.
You know they weigh 4,000 pounds each? Isn't that awesome? I did research.
There you go. Good.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mark. Really appreciate that. Reddit, keep it tuned here, though. We've got so many more interviews coming up. Have the best night. Congratulations with all of it.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Looking very Piltover there. Because we're talking about the differences between, what am I talking about? The differences between. In the show Arcane, we are looking at the relationship between two sisters, Vi and Jinx, but we're also talking about the differences in the Piltover, which is the very bougie community, mixed in with the Zone, which is the underbelly, seedy, kind of grimy place. Now, for those that know Vi as a character, Vi is like the sheriff of Piltover. But when we look at Arcane, I'm not sure if this is kind of announced yet, but she's actually in the underbelly. She's starting off sort of down below, which I'm actually going to turn off chat here. There we go. We're going to do that one. Oh, how do I do it? Apparently we need to raise the gain on this bad boy. It's on the bottom one. We're going to raise the gain a little bit. Welcome to Live. We're going to try and fit in as many puns as possible here, because if I'm hosting, there's going to be some more puns. And when he said Vi, I was like, that's a viable solution. We got Jason here. I wonder if I can just pull him in. Hey, Jason, do you want to jump on in? Yeah.
I'm good if you're good.
Hi there, I'm Maude.
Hi.
We are on Reddit live right now, this little box there, which is so amazing. Jason, you play Silco,
Yes.
who is the...
Right.
Now,
I would say mustache twirling, but they wouldn't like that. They would not like that at Riot. They wanted him to be subtle and evil in a different way.
You were saying that the worst thing, or not the worst thing, but like something that you were trying to avoid at all costs was going elaborate and over the top.
Yes, that's correct. Because if you just read the lines, they could be interpreted as that. Not a heavy-handed villain, but somebody who does have a bit of flair. And like when you see him in his costume, he sometimes wears this regalia. But he works in the shadows. His voice is like the smoke that surrounds you and just brings you into his plan.
Which is kind of like unlearning what to do for video games, isn't it?
In a way.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the video games I've done, I've had a chance to play some characters that are subtle, but you get a lot of that fighting and big, powerful stuff. And this is not. It's a work of art. It's beautiful animation, subtle storytelling. It's exciting.
Now, because this has been in the works for so long, apparently you didn't have much footage to go at. Like, you weren't voicing the animation, which is what usually happens.
Yeah, no. They only had some artwork. And when I started out and I created the voice of Silco for them, I didn't have anything to look at almost. Because he's not a champion.
Yeah, no.
He's not in
new.
League. So I'm like, okay, wait. You want me to be in a League of Legends thing with no champion to play? I was like...
But is that kind of nice because you don't have to emulate something else and you get to do whatever you want?
Absolutely, because you have the freedom that it's created from whole cloth and you get to put your own stamp on it. So yeah, it was really true.
What did you think of when you first saw your character?
What a beautiful, beautiful person. I know, and he's got like this scarred face and everything, and I'm like, but
He's so
really,
insidious.
Yeah, he is, but it's so beautiful how damaged he is. And like, I think, as human beings, nobody's perfect, right? So anytime I see that kind of character, that is going to be beautiful to play.
Well, you were saying about, this is in another interview that I saw because I watched a bunch, but the best thing about a villain is that they actually never think that they're the villain.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, a villain's just a hero in his own story, a different story that was written with them the hero. And Silco is that way. I mean, he wants the nation of Zon to come about, and you know that right off the bat. And it's a singular focus a lot of times that people don't like about villains. They're like, well, what do you mean at all costs? Shouldn't there be some, humanity to your choices? But to him, the
He's
greater
just a dedicated
good.
dude.
But it's the greater good because
Yeah.
he wants some respect for Zon. So,
And that's not a bad thing.
well,
Zon needs all the help he can get.
right?
Because we're in Piltover right now.
It's a
which
little
is
too glorious for me.
luxurious. Yeah.
And, Silco's getting upset. There's all this posh gorgeousness, and he wants to...
What can you tell us
Wear
about
his vest.
Silco? Because he is a relatively brand new character.
Well, he is the head of the Undercity. So, without going into too much detail, because I don't want to spoil it for folks, because I know there's a lot of folks around the world who haven't had a chance to watch the Act 1 yet. He's the boss of the Undercity, but definitely works in a manipulative way. A lot of crime bosses, sometimes they will get their hands dirty, or they're big and imposing, and he's not.
He's not going to win an arm wrestle.
Opposite of that. Yeah, Vander would throw him off the bus. But he has a way of playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of Silco? What would Silco
Sure.
be like at a red carpet event?
Right. Well, this looks like an awful lot to do for something that's just not shared.
Oh, he's just so ominous. I love
Yeah,
that.
and his voice is super low, and he doesn't get... I mean, he does show a bit of emotion. I don't want to, waste it for everybody, but most of his time is spent in that place, that subtle place. Do you ever wonder what it's like to drown? And it's almost like you can barely hear it.
I don't know if I'd have a beer with Silco talking about that.
Right.
But I have wondered.
Yeah, he's a mastermind, I would say. And
So, taking Silco out of this, and this is purely you,
Yeah.
are you Team Vi or Team Jinx?
I love Jinx. I love Jinx because, again, she's broken, and there's something beautiful about when humans are working through their stuff, because
Yeah.
everybody has stuff. And again, I don't want to spoil things, but Jinx is something else.
All right.
That's just to me.
I mean, that in
Just
itself
me.
is such a sell.
Yeah.
Love that.
Watch it and you'll find out.
3 episodes coming out tonight, okay? No excuse. It's going to happen. Jace, thanks so much for joining us
Cheers.
here with Reddit. Have a best night, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.
Oh, we're still live.
Yeah, so
we're
I can
gonna
just stay here.
live. You could.
You just stay here.
Actually, yeah.
Is
It's
anybody,
just like, so
is
anyway.
anybody going to come over here and kick me out? Are they just going to be like, Jason's way too important?
Jason just needs a little bit of a water break.
Yeah, right.
That's all that is.
Is it somebody
We're
else's
live.
turn then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we're all live.
Come on. Come on over here. I'm going to
There's room
introduce
on
you
the couch.
to the person who plays my second, well, not my second in
Now,
command.
this
but,
is a spoiler,
but my,
is it not?
I don't know how much we're allowed to say.
Well, it's Act 1.
Jason
that's
and
on
Brett
tonight.
Tucker, fellow
So-
Australian actor whose role has not been announced just yet, Reddit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going to say nothing.
In fact, I may get in there and may have been cut. I don't even know. what's
Yeah,
going
he's
on.
not even in the show.
You
Just
might not
forget
even
about
be
it.
in the show. Yeah.
I do love the fact that you are in the show. I mean, we already spoiled it, so I'll go with it. You're working together, but you also look like you called ahead and made sure you matched.
We
as
did.
Yeah, we
well.
did, and
We did.
wore our costumes
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
show. Actually, we're in cosplay.
Exactly.
This is not true at all. Maybe for me, but not for him. And you will never guess that his voice is who he is, by the way.
Can we-
It's delicious.
We can't say the character.
Jinx. I mean, no.
Yeah. You must get rid of the Hex Tech, Jace. I think he plays Dr. Heimerdinger, isn't that right?
That's right.
No, I'm
exactly.
kidding. None of that is real.
No, it's a surprise. We'll make it a game. If you can guess which character I play, Maude is going to send you a gift.
I'll upload it for sure.
Popcorn for
there
your watch
are
party.
over 157 characters in League of Legends,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's what is the odds of guessing that? Like 1 out of 157.
I did
right?
not
Yeah.
know that. Were you
Yeah.
aware of that?
Well, and play the lottery on the same day, and you'll get both right. Your numbers, your
Yeah.
lottery.
Right.
That's all that is.
That's right.
What are you most excited about tonight? Seeing the show?
I thought that was what I was most excited about, but seeing you, obviously, and fellow Aussie, and I'm actually blown away by the whole setup. I had no idea.
I looked back there and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, it's like Disneyland.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're saying Disney. I'm saying it's a wedding.
Yeah.
I'm getting wedding vibe because it's the.
Well, I can't say Disney. It's Riotland.
Yeah,
See?
there it is.
It's Riotland.
It's
I should've-
fine. We're
It's
live.
another
We
dimension.
can't
It
edit
feels
it,
like
but-
I've walked into another dimension. Like straight
Well,
through.
like built over, basically.
There you go.
This is built over
Yeah.
behind us.
Right.
So this is the thing, we're celebrating sort of the decadence. This is a premiere, the global premiere of
You
this
can't see it, but there's
show.
3 chandeliers over there.
There are chandeliers.
Yeah.
I might take one. I could do with a chandelier,
No one would notice. There's 3.
right?
If you're going to
Yeah.
swing from the chandelier,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
another Australian kind of...
That
Oh,
you
of
should
course.
watch
Yeah.
and tape.
But this is all happening.
I'm
You're
gonna
very
let you have your
welcome.
interview, man.
Well, what's that?
Is it? He's gonna be live on with
No.
you or no?
I'm
No,
grabbing anyone
I'm
who
going to let
walks
you
past.
guys finish.
No,
because-
we're done.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
are you?
done.
Yeah. We
Alright.
talked about. Well, there's only so much you can say.
Right.
It's
that's
all
true.
very-
We're not gonna
tight-lipped here.
spoil it for you.
We
And you're-
100%
you
did
have
say
to
something
watch
that
the
was on
show.
the DL, which is exclusive.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. It's
No.
just us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming in to watch, though.
Yes,
right?
I will
Right.
be watching the first 3 episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll
Oh,
see you back there.
You get to see it then
Yeah,
tonight.
I am.
And
This
you
is a
have
lot of
have you
fun.
seen it at all? Any bits
Just the
pieces?
trailers, all the trailers that
Oh,
have been
they're
out.
great.
That's all we get.
Now you
The
have
chat
the
is
power.
saying, Brett, do the voice for us.
No, I can't.
No,
And you know what?
He's
It
not
doesn't-
allowed.
I'm
Yeah.
not allowed to, and it doesn't work anyway. Don't you think? You've got to have the character.
Yeah,
right?
you have to have seen the character.
Right.
Like since Silco is in the trailers and you've seen his face
Yeah.
and you've heard
Right,
his voice,
right.
so you need that to map onto it.
Otherwise, you just
So you owe him an interview, is what you're saying.
got it.
Right
That's-
after the event.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Right, we'll make that happen.
Okay.
There
But
you
everyone
go.
wants to hear it.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Give the
Well,
people what
You're
they
being
want
such a
here.
good boy.
I
You're,
will.
you're like, oh,
I
they
have
told
to.
me what to do.
I want to work again.
Well,
boot me out of this.
you and me both. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay tight-lipped about it. So.
This show looks fantastic. Fingers crossed for a season 2 because we're going to be getting these episodes really quite quickly.
Yeah.
Within the month, we'll have them all out.
I have a feeling at the end of Act 1
Mm-hmm.
that people are going to be rabid for Act 2. They're
Alright.
going to be losing their minds.
And when he says Act 1, it's episode 1, 2,
Two,
and 3,
three.
which is premiering
Right?
tonight.
Tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, have the best
Lovely.
time, gentlemen. I'll
Yeah.
see you in there.
Thank you. It was
Lovely to see
lovely.
you.
And I owe you one too. And that's
It's
okay.
very cold tonight.
Yeah, it is brisk.
For Los Angeles, it is frost.
For LA.
Yeah, where's that LA warmth, right?
Have to muster something up. So we are still here. As you can see, it's a very casual affair where anyone can come and sit down on the couch. Like I mentioned, though, one of the characters that you just met isn't appearing in Act 1. So you got a Reddit exclusive there, which is very exciting. The sun is setting at the moment. It is getting a bit cooler. We are seeing some of the voice actors coming down what looks like a paved. It's not a carpet at all. Please do not be there. There's disillusionment happening big time. But there is a paved kind of path there. Currently, just talking about whatever. I want to know from chat. It is. We're live. We're live on Reddit right now.
Hi, Reddit!
Erica Ishii is a very renowned voice actor who's been
Where are we?
doing amazing things.
I love you! Oh my god. Happy Arcane evening.
Happy Arcane
Happy
evening.
Arcane evening, everybody.
While I got you, what are you looking forward to with tonight?
Oh, I mean, like, I've always loved the lore drops that they had. And,
Yeah,
like, I remember
yeah.
when Jinx's... Okay, I'm looking forward to Jinx. I think this is the
Jinx.
short answer, Jinx.
So
yeah.
I've actually already transformed my Reddit avatar into Jinx because they're able to
Good
do
call,
that
good
now.
call.
Yeah.
Right. Oh
So
my
you're
God.
Team Jinx over Vi then. You're in the
That
human.
is very hot.
She's got the power
That's
gloves.
the thing. I'd probably...
Depends on the mood.
Probably, yeah. God damn it! Vi's the one that I should like
yeah.
date, but Jinx is probably the one that Anyway, I'm gonna go do green
Go do
carpet
that carpet
things.
things. It is green as well.
Yeah, I know.
Good to see you. Have the best time in
Bye,
there.
Reddit.
This is how it goes with a live carpet and a stream. If you see the couch is empty, you get to sit down and we have a bit of a chat here. Come on in. This is exciting. We have Mia here who's playing a character called Powder who I'm so excited to learn more about. Hi there, my name's Maude. We're on Reddit. We are streaming live throughout this
Hi,
entire
everyone.
carpet. You look spectacular.
Thank you, so do you.
Is this
I
a
love
powder
this.
blue?
This is.
I love
I'm glad you were able to pick up on that. I love that.
Now, Powder is seemingly a new character. Everyone's like, I haven't seen it in the 157 playable characters, but there's a little bit of a history about Powder.
Yeah.
Because whose history is it?
It's actually Jinx's history. Powder is young Jinx before she is Jinx. So yeah, I mean, even though you think you don't know Powder, you do.
You kind of know Powder. You know
kinda.
where it all happens. But I love the fact that as well, Jinx's gun, pow pow, and everyone's like, oh, I thought that's the noise that it made. So much more than that.
So much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more than meets the eye.
And meets the ear as
And
well.
meets the ear. Yeah, that's fair.
Now, this is an interesting role for you because you got the job when you were 10. You
ma'am.
recorded it when you were 11. And how old are you now?
I'm 15, 16 next month.
So this is a chunk of your life that you've
Yeah.
dedicated and known about this role.
100%.
Because it was supposed to come out last year.
And then obviously, some stuff went down.
Yeah.
So,
The world collapsed.
in case you missed it, yeah,
But-
FYI.
Now it's all picking back up again and the show's out. Are
And
you so
I am-
stoked?
I am so thrilled to be here. I literally will never stop giving Riot and Christian and Alex and David credit because this is absolutely stunning. I mean, tonight's going to be incredible, and Arcane itself is just so freaking.
So how much have you seen of it now? Because when you were
I've seen the whole
voicing
thing.
it, you
I've
saw
seen all
not.
of
So you've gone from voicing the character not knowing next to anything.
No, literally nothing. Like I guess I knew that it was League of Legends if I'm remembering correctly, but I don't think I realized the scope of what it actually was. And now that I know more, like,
Did you hear how many players League of Legends just hit?
no,
180 million.
that's not a real number.
It's like 9 Australia populations. Like it's such
That is not a real number. I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, no. So this, when you say, yeah, like there's a lot of fans, and there's, it's a really big thing.
Yeah.
That's how big we're talking. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the fact that it's going to be on Netflix as well, like
Yeah.
it's just expanding.
It's such a huge
access.
fan base, and
Yeah.
every single player of League is extremely loyal and dedicated and massively cool. And I cannot wait for all of you to see Arcane because you're gonna love it. I know you will. Everyone does.
I just saw OK Hamster in the comments said, "Love the dress." Where'd you
oh my
get it
gosh,
from?
Thank
Tell
you
us about
so
it.
much.
It's a red carpet. I feel like we have to.
Yeah, I actually. Where did I get this dress? Premier Stylist.
Stylist.
Thank you so much. I wish I had an answer for you. I don't know. I mean, I love
looks
it.
good.
Thank you so much.
It is
Yeah.
freezing here though, so I'll
Yeah,
let
I mean,
you
it's
go.
not that cold. But thank
You what?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
What? Oh, right. So the excitement and adrenaline of a great night.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, episodes 1, 2, 3 is happening tonight. Excited to see
Thank you so much.
you voice a character from 5 years ago.
I know. I mean, I started recording 5 years ago, but of course there's been some revamped lines and stuff. So you're gonna hear a little bit of me, a little bit of me from 5 years ago. But
Wow.
yeah, I can't wait for everyone to see it. Stay tuned. It's gonna be fun.
Thank you so much. Have
Thank
the
you
best
so
time.
much. You
We're going to
too.
stay live, but
Bye-bye.
we'll see you inside. How exciting is that? Can you imagine doing a job when you were 10 and you're still doing it at 16? Come on in. Hello. How are you?
How's it going?
So excited to talk to you. Now, you play a character called Victor.
I do, yeah.
I have to ask this because straight away, some of these characters that are being introduced to in this show, they're just brand new.
Sure.
But that's not the case for you.
No, Victor has been around.
Would you want to play a live action Victor?
Hell yeah.
Because I don't know if you've noticed with Mandalorian, but helmets are in.
Yeah. The fact is, anyone could play Victor. I could be paid for playing Victor, and then someone else could just actually do a lot of the
You've
work.
thought about this, haven't you?
I'm waiting to be asked to do it.
So we've just been speaking with Mia, who was saying that she voiced this character 5 years ago. How long ago was it for you?
I was just talking to Christian about it. I think I was brought here to Riot about 3 years ago.
Wow.
And having done an audition tape in a car for this voice, not really knowing what it was, and then came here, and then they put me in the cinema we're about to go into now, and showed me the pilot that they'd almost finished,
It was 3 years ago.
and I was just and then I was like, oh, I need to really step up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
How was it in the booth? Because you've done a lot of, obviously, live action acting.
Yeah, it's a different thing, and I learned a lot doing it. I hadn't done a huge amount before.
Did
And
you say it was like recording an album?
if I
You said it in an interview
Okay,
that I
that
watched.
sounds quite.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I don't even know what recording an album is.
Yeah, right.
But it is. It's very bitty. But what's the comforting thing about it is that when you're doing a play or you're doing a film,
you're part of the kind of the team, and then suddenly everyone stops and says action, or the curtain goes up and it's all on you.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you're very much a crew member. You're part of the mix, and you'll throw in a few lines there, and we'll try it this time, and then 3 months later you'll come back and you'll rework it, and they've changed the scene, so you're part of a big assembly, and it's not like you're way out front. And I kind of enjoyed that, to be part of the crew.
I know what you're saying with that. How did you land the voice of Victor, the demeanor?
Well, they wanted this kind of Eastern European thing, and I had a few years before done a film where I played a guy from at the time Czechoslovakia in
Right.
World War II. So I think that's probably what got me the job.
Oh,
That I
right.
had a vague generic Eastern European accent I could pull out.
Can you get straight into that at all?
Yeah, the Victor. I like to. The good thing is, Czech Republic in this world does not exist.
Right.
So I can mess it up. No one minds.
And you can't get offended.
No.
Right.
Because
Tell us about Victor, whatever you can say.
Victor is not looking like you expect him to.
He's had a little bit of a makeover,
If-
Make-under. This is a prequel.
Make under, I think
Okay.
is a good word.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the game, he doesn't look scary yet. No, not too much. But he is, and he's, the thing I like most about him actually is his sense of humor, which you don't, is just little glimpses of it, and he's not someone you'd expect to be funny, but he's wry, and how he feels about Jace, and how he kind of knows Jace. He's got his number. I think there's a real warmth there, and I liked all that stuff actually, really brought me into him early on.
How much of League of Legends have you learnt since sort of being in the show?
Yeah, well, once I kind of saw the pilot and then learned about the game, and actually, 100 million people play it every second, and yeah.
180. It got up to 180 million.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
It's
shame
all,
on
it's
me.
all
for
the
not knowing
Monarch,
that.
really,
That's
isn't it?
all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus,
So, yeah, I learned a lot. I only recently started playing it. I was too scared to play it for some reason. But I learned a lot I read a lot what other people were saying about Victor, and read
Yeah.
lots of different versions of fan fictions and different
fan
ideas.
fiction's a slippery slope.
Yeah, that's
that was
when
brave of you.
Yeah, well, I wanted to go all the way.
The research.
The research.
Yeah.
But it was, it's great because when you start reading later scripts and some of it you think, oh, actually, they may have read that as well. Because you're kind of bringing together, it's not like this is the final official version of anything. But,
You're getting nuance of it.
but
all.
yeah,
Yeah.
I found it helpful to have a few different voices in there. And especially for the people who love the game, they kind of know where he's going to end up.
And that's the exciting part,
A little bit.
because you know what's... Anyway.
But you think, well, how this guy seems like this and this guy seems so different, and I think they've charted it really well. And ironically, it's actually a very human journey, and I think you can find yourself thinking, well, that's where he had
He's
to
not
go.
wrong.
That's where he
Yeah.
had to go.
Harry Lloyd, thank you so much for the chat here with Reddit as we experience this premiere live. Have the best time in there.
Thank you
Episodes
very
1,
much.
2, and 3 are happening. So have the best time.
Can't wait. Thanks so much.
See you, Harry.
Bye.
So I'm going to stay here. I'm clapping now because my hands are like ice blocks. It's very, very cold. Sun's already gone down completely. I believe we've got the co-creators of the show are on standby there. We're going to start with Christian. Are we going to get Alex? Christian, Alex, which one? You're going to both come sit with me? I've got separate questions, or if I'm getting both of you, I want double the time. Oh, look at you looking so sharp. Is this
Thanks.
everyone's quilt over kind of like threads happening here?
I guess so. Yeah, let's say yes.
Come here a little bit, Christian. Hey, you and I have actually chatted about Arcane before on Clubhouse back in the day when we were talking about
remember
sort
that.
of like how it was birthed, and now it's like finally happening. This was supposed to come out last year. You've been working on it for 6 years. Your little baby's getting born.
It feels like not such a little baby at this point.
Yes.
Yes. But yes, it's really exciting to see it finally go out into the world.
What's
spread
the
its
most
wings.
exciting part? Fan reaction?
Yeah, I mean,
Getting to meet Haley Steinfeld?
I mean, there's a lot of people that I think, well, like us, just really care about these characters, and really have been with them for such a long time. I think it's hard for a lot of people to understand when they don't play League of Legends, how long it's been and how close you are to these characters every day, but you never really learn more about them and their stories, like our game just doesn't really go there. And so I think that was just an amazing opportunity to look at these questions, that we've had for a long time. I think for us just personally, and like what the relationships between the characters, Vi and Jinx, Chase Victor, all these questions you've had of like what happened between them, which is something we've always wanted to explore.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like delivering on a promise. I think for me, for such a long time, really, even just starting the show, so much of it was wanting to finally give them something to sink their teeth into, and finally, it'll be out there.
I think it's interesting with the video game. You're focusing on the what, the how, the why, but not the who.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're kind of really delving into the depth of the who in this situation, as well as sort of the landscape. I mean, we don't usually have a lot to do with Piltover and Zon, but that's what we're going to explore in this particular show. Out of all the things you could have chosen to explore in a show, why was it that and the relationship between the sisters?
I mean, I think different reasons for everyone, but I think for us, we worked on a lot of things for a lot of champions over the years. For the game, Alex worked on a lot of the narrative and like really designing them, like writing their backstories. I worked on the music, and then we worked together on some of these things, cinematics and stories and whatever. And I think Vi and Jinx in particular just always felt really, really special.
We're live on the carpet. There's a lot happening around us.
There's things happening. But I think they just always felt really special, and like they were like just a fresh tone in our IP. And I think when we just kind of had to ask ourselves, okay, if we had to choose two characters to be with for a long time, and you want to always kind of think about new scenes, new moments where they would be together, I think Vi and Jinx, you just always knew it would be fun, no matter what you dream up with them. Like the most simple things of their everyday life. If you just imagine Vi and Jinx in a room, just thinking together about what they're gonna eat.
It's a good time.
Or the simple things they'll do. Like it's always gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So I think that was what. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Piltover and Zon are also just like visually. I mean, they sparkle, right? And it's something that Fortiche, it's very natural for them. I think it's a kind of setting that they can just knock out of the park.
Hold on, were you talking about the similar name to the style of the art in the show?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were saying?
The
That's another F word.
Fortiche, the studio, the animation studio,
Yes.
like for them, yeah.
Okay, I was right.
Yes, yep, yeah. I mean, there may be some elements of Paris woven into Piltover.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but also
yes.
just all the the clockwork, the moving parts, that fine degree of detail, on every single piece of architecture and engineering. It's just to me it really gives Fortiche the opportunity to spread its wings and show what it can do. And I mean, everything they do is beautiful.
So we're talking about what it looks like with the show, the artist and the stylistic approach, but I also want to talk about the music as well, because Christian, you're one of the composers with League of Legends, and the music is so iconic and wonderful. Was it super important to also showcase sort of like the strength of music in this show too?
Yeah, I mean, I would go as far as saying that a lot of the things that we've tried over the years and that we've kind of, I don't know if it's arrogant to say that we innovated on, but even these ideas of music videos, and kind of working with very eclectic artists over the years was very important to us and became a big part of what we're going to do. We work for Fortiche, the studio that has done all these music videos with us over the years. So instead of music kind of happening in the end of production, it was there from the very beginning. And we have, every episode is going to have big music moments where music is really takes the spotlight. So I think in many ways this is the culmination of a lot of different skill sets and things that we've kind of learned over the years with the music team coming together and creating something really, really big. I mean, this is definitely the biggest thing we've done in terms of music, as a company.
But also like the fact that this show has been made in-house, because a lot of the time I don't think we've really ever seen a gaming studio go, yeah, we're going to make a show as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a crazy idea. I mean, we'll see if it was a good idea.
Like we said it, they said yes, and then we had to do it. We had to make a show.
I didn't think we'd make it this far.
I think it was. I think when there was the question for us, like, can we do this? Like, we haven't done this before. Like, is this a bit of a crazy idea? But I think the more we looked into it, and we all know as gamers, it hasn't been easy to, kind of find that adaptation of the thing that we love, to then kind of see it realized by, in quotation marks, Hollywood. hasn't really been that easy. And I think the question is why. You
Is
know?
it the live action factor, do you think?
I mean, I think it's just that it's just really hard for someone to come in and somehow absorb like all this knowledge
Got it.
that like the community of League, for example, what they would know about the characters, what they would expect, what they would really care about. With so much context from so many releases over the years, little things here and there with everything that goes out, that it just shapes a certain idea in your head that I think it's really hard to learn.
Like I truly believe that characters in League are shared with the audience. Like their stories are also they're so much is added to it by how fans bring themselves into the project. So it's true that when we're in the writers' rooms breaking story and looking at who these characters are, sometimes in order to make a point, you're just like, I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type some of these characters' names, and you can just scroll and see all the different stories and pieces of art and things that fans have added to it, and that really creates the context, I guess, for why it's important to honor that character in the show.
I also think it's interesting you say that, because some of the characters, I mean, there's so many, 157 now in the game, but like the naming of those characters as well, isn't one that's premiering in this show named after a pro gamer? Or is that a coincidence?
I think it's a coincidence.
Really?
Yeah, I think,
Just talking about Vander.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think
you are talking about Vander, right?
Lol, yeah, but he's a league.
Yeah. No, I think that was just
gamer.
That was just random.
I think, in fact, there may be more coincidences like that on the road.
If you need a character called Maude, just throwing it out there, you're giving them to everyone else. So come on, bring back the grandma name.
I think Maude Kaiser. I'm sure that's where that came from. The character you were hoping for.
Morg?
Oh, Morg. Okay.
No, I'm Maude. No, there you go. We're getting the wrap though, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much. Well done. I'm so excited to see episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I mean,
it's happened. You did it.
We'll see what the people will think. I think we definitely want to see what our audience believes if we've really captured the characters. Yeah, hopefully.
We'll find out. Thank you so much. Have the best time.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. It's so cold, my nose is running, and I couldn't do anything about it. Right there, we had Christian Link, and we also had Alex Yee, who are the co-creators of the show. It feels like the red carpet, the blue carpet, the grass carpet is kind of simmering down a little bit. A lot of the people have already gone inside, and it will be underway. In 3 minutes, we're going to be absolutely cutting it off here. So now that I've got you, the chat here, I'm just going to give you a little recap of what we've just seen, because a lot of people are like, who are these people? What are we doing? What's Arcane? We are at the global premiere of Arcane, which is Riot's show. It's an animated series that is based on the world of League of Legends. We're going into an origin story where some of the playable characters that you know in the game, you're learning more about them, who they are, and where it all began. This is going to be on Netflix. They're releasing the episodes in 3-episode bursts over the next 3 weeks. So there's 9 episodes total. Just tonight, we spoke to some of the people from Riot, the co-creators, showrunner, and also some of the voice cast for some of these characters in Arcane. But because we're in r/League of Legends, I want to know from you, the big gamers, who do you play as? Who are you championing in this? What champions do you play as? And are you Jinx or are you Vi? And the reason why I ask is because on Reddit right now, you can change your avatar to Jinx or Vi if you so wish. I have done it. I am u/Maude Garrett, 2 R's, 2 T's. I opted for Jinx. Every single week when new episodes are released, there'll be new avatars that you can update yours into if you're watching Arcane or if you follow League of Legends and you want to do that. So that's going to be really cool, the fact that Reddit has teamed up with Arcane for this, hence covering the carpet, the premiere live. Thank you so much for joining us. This will hopefully sit in the subreddit. If you haven't followed, give that a go. Upvote the good stuff, downvote the bad. That's what Reddit's all about. If you want to follow me, I'm at Maude Garrett on pretty much everything. Thank you to those who tuned in just to say hi. Appreciate that. Arcane is going to start, so get that Netflix fired up because we're going to be watching episodes 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you very, very soon. Maybe. Well, who knows? Bye, guys.